Good evening, Tottenham fans. It's finished. Tottenham Hotspur 3, Slavia Prague 0, and I couldn't be happier. That's now 2 home wins in a row. Tottenham in Europe at home are undefeated for the 23 games in a row at home. And you wouldn't believe it if you looked at our Premier League form at home. So big contrast, but I'm so happy that Spurs got the win over the line today. It was a really good performance in some ways, and it was quite poor in other ways. But we got the job done. Could have scored a lot more goals than we did if we had a little bit more quality in front of goal. But we could have also conceded today. But I'll take it because it was one of those weird games that, each one of those, the commentators were spot on. Each one of the players for Slavia Prague were man marking every single one of our players. I've never seen this before. I've never seen it. And it didn't work. What was happening is our players were spinning the players that were man marking them and leaving massive gaps in midfield and up front. And time after time after time, we were getting through them. If we had a lot more quality, we would have scored a lot more goals today. Put the result into contrast. Slavia Prague, and I think Slavia Prague are a neat and tidy, decent side. They're just very poor in the final third and finishing things off. Even though I'll show you the stats in a bit, even though it will look like on paper they had a lot of chances, most of their chances I didn't think they were going to score. And when I show you the stats, I'll tell you why. But Spurs absolutely dominated this game, in my opinion, because off the ball, we knew what we were doing. I think we slacked off at times because Slavia wouldn't, as much as they had the shots, they just wasn't causing that many problems. It's hard to explain unless you watch the game. They weren't as dangerous as they looked on paper if you just looked at the stats. Spurs, on the other hand, had many, many chances to score. But I can't start talking about the game without mentioning what Sonny did. Sonny came and said goodbye to the fans. This was really emotional for me. Sonny's been at the club for 10 years. He was very emotional. He'd done a speech on the pitch. He said he's had an amazing 10 years with Tottenham Hotspur. They've done a mural for him. I don't know if you can see in that picture. They've made him a mural. They painted it. He's came to the stadium. He signed it. I'm going to be going to see that next month, hopefully. It was just great to see Sonny again. Such a legend of this club. I love that bit in the mural as well, with him holding the Europa League trophy as well. It was absolutely amazing. Sonny at the end of his speech said, "Come on, you Spurs," and I think that's given us the luck to go on to win today. And I think the players all wanted to win for Sonny today as well. So let me just show you the lineup we went with today as well. And I was happy with the lineup. I was watching, reading a lot of Twitter comments saying that everybody was pretty happy with this lineup. Nobody really expected anything different. Maybe a Bergvall in there, or maybe a Dancer instead of one of the defenders. But we needed to win this game. We needed to go strong, and I'm glad we did. I'll show you the Champions League table at the moment, because we're going to be pretty far up there. So player-wise, Romero and Van der Ven were very, very aggressive today, especially Van der Ven. Something with him today, he was angry about everything, especially in that first half. Spurs were very, very aggressive and very rash with challenges as well. But I don't think the referee really helped, because I think the referee was a bit rubbish, to be honest. Paulinho won his tackle clearly, and he got a yellow card for it. It really frustrated me. Archie Gray again played very, very well in that middle. I'll show you some stats on him in a minute. Odegaard, I thought in the first 20 minutes was absolutely electric. Absolutely electric. He was taking on his man every chance he got. Could have got an assist in the first 43 seconds if Richarlison's finishing was a bit better. I was very shocked that Richarlison didn't finish it, to be honest, because Richarlison's been on fire at the moment. But yeah, he could have got an assist after 43 seconds. They tried to even double up on him, and he was still taking them on as well. With him on that left-hand side and Kudos on that right-hand side, we was causing them all sorts of problems, because both players were taking on their man and getting past their man. And you know what? When they were man marking them, as soon as they got past their man, there was acres of space for them to run into. The man of the match for me is Xavi Simons. Absolutely brilliant today. I'll show you some stats that he's gone as well. But the stats also prove that he is not exactly, when people say he's not physical, he definitely is. So let me just have a little talk about Archie Gray quickly first before I talk into the goals. Because Archie Gray, here's his stats today. Now, people are saying he was a bit average today. I don't think so. I think he was really, really good again. His 23 of his 25 passes completed. He created a chance as well. 1v1 accurate long, 1 out of 1 accurate long balls, 1 clearance, 1 headed clearance, 2 ball recoveries, and 3 out of his 4 ground duels won as well. And it says here, serious talent. And I agree. He's coming on leaps and bounds for Spurs now at the moment, and I just think he is definitely the future for Spurs. And if you think we've got Archie Gray, Lucas Bergvall, I think Odegaard is really good today. I think Matisse Tell needs to get a mention. I thought he was quite skillful and quite dangerous, could have scored a couple of goals today when he came on after 57 minutes, so he was pretty decent as well. We've got a core of really good youngsters coming through, and with Vuskovic as well, absolutely ripping it up in the Bundesliga. You've got Williams Barnett scoring 5 goals for the under-19s today as well. So absolutely a core of good youngsters coming through, and Gray will be head and shoulders above all of them, in my opinion. Now, our first goal went in, and that was a own goal. It was from a corner, flicked on by Romero, and a defender flicked it into his own goal. If he didn't do that, we probably would have scored anyway, but that's how it all started. Slavia Prague had their chances, they really did, but Spurs had so many more. Let me just show you some stats, actually. Let me just show you some stats for this. Move me out of the way, come on. Let's show you some stats from the game. So, like, Spurs had a XG of 2.56, which is, if you looked at our XG about, 8 days ago, our XG was going into the 0.17s. Now they're going up to 2.56, so things have dramatically changed. Their expected goals was 0.99, so that's not very high. And they had total shots of 12 and 5 on target and 1 big chance. And this is what I'm saying with the chances created by them. Yes, they had 12 shots. I'd say about 7 or 8 of them were very weak shots that didn't really trouble the keeper. Even their shots on target were easy saves for Vicario to make. On the contrary, if you look at Spurs, they had 16 shots, 10 on target. But the ones on target, there were 5 big chances. And these big chances, really, I'd say 3 of them should have been goals, especially the Richarlison one. Odegaard should have put it in the corner when he had a chance as well. So Spurs created some really, really good chances. Slavia Prague's chances were more half chances than anything else. But still good, tidy team, just not good enough for the Champions League, in my opinion. So Spurs done well with their chances in that. And if you look at the table now, Spurs, if you can see them there in 9th place as it stands, obviously there's some teams with some games in hand as well over us. But we are now literally, 1 point from 4th at the minute. And we need to be in that top 8. If we can get in that top 8, we don't have to play those extra games, and it would really benefit Spurs' season. Plus, we'll be into the last 16 with an easier draw. Hopefully, it doesn't always work out that way, but we could do. But, we've got Frankfurt and Dortmund to play. Dortmund are just behind us as well. And if you look, we're above Chelsea in the Champions League table now. So not doing too bad at all. Now, if you want to take this result into context, it's a 3-0 victory. Arsenal beat Slavia Prague 3-0 as well. And they ended up having 9 shots against Arsenal, 12 against us, 9 against Arsenal. Also, Slavia Prague drew 0-0 with Atalanta. Atalanta has gone on to beat Chelsea today. So Slavia Prague are not a walkover. They're not an easy team. They are a tidy, they're top of the Czech Republic League as well. And today, I feel like we really showed them who was boss. And I'm really proud of this performance. I really, really am. Now, let me just show you a photo of when Kudos scored. So Kudos scored a penalty, and when Porro got kicked over, Porro put a cross in, and the defender took him out. So Kudos took a penalty and scored. Look at this picture. They all pulled up a seat and they all celebrated together. This is a monumental picture. I love this picture of Kudos getting his goal. That made it 2-0 and a lot more comfortable for us. Also, let me just show you Xavi's stats as well, because Xavi did well today, and Xavi's my man of the match. So this is Xavi's stats. He got a goal today, obviously. He got his from the penalty spot as well, but he earned the penalty. It was a good layoff by Mawani, and Xavi cut inside, and then the player basically took him out. The only thing I don't understand about that is the player that took him out stopped him from scoring, and he was already on a yellow card. So I don't understand why he didn't get sent off. I don't really care, to be honest. It doesn't matter if he did or didn't. But in the rules of the game, he really should have got sent off. It was like the referee felt sorry for him or something. But anyway, he got a goal. 37 of his 44 passes completed. 6 passes into the final third. 6 passes into the final third. I remember when we were struggling to do 6 passes into the final third for the whole team. And now one player's doing it on his own. 2 out of his 4 long balls completed, 1 ball recovery, 3 fouls, 1. Now, there's another part to his game that is not on there that I forgot to put on there, actually. But out of 15 duels, he won 6 duels out of his 15, 6 or 7, I think it was, out of his 15 duels. Now, if you saw the state of him after the game, he had green stains all over his body. He was constantly going in for challenges, slide tackles. When people say he's not, what's it called? He's not physical enough to play for this Tottenham side. He's not physical enough for the Premier League. He is super physical. He gets stuck right in. He was winning the ball back left, right, and centre. He was always looking for the ball, always available, starting attack after attack after attack. He was instrumental in this win today, and in my eyes, he really deserves that man of the match. He really does. So, all in all, I think it was a really good game. This is just a match reaction, so I've not got every single detail. I'm just trying to do this off memory. I don't really edit my videos, so I think it was a good day. I think Spurs could have conceded. I think we were a little bit lackadaisical at sometimes, switching off at times. If we was playing against a higher caliber of team, I do believe that we would have conceded today. But, you know, we could have also gone the other way and scored 5 or 6 today quite easily, and nobody would have said it was an unfair result. So all in all, I'm very happy. I think Xavi scored 2 games in a row now. Hopefully he can continue that goal scoring run. By the way, when Mawani came on as well, he looked very, very good. Mawani looks like a top player. You know, he gets on the ball. He links up really well. He's strong, quick, powerful. He's very, very hard to defend against. And he's going to be a very important player for us this season. He really, really is. Let me know in the comments what you thought of today's game. Who is your man of the match? And hopefully we can go on to win our next game against Nottingham Forest. Thank you for watching, and come on, you Spurs.